to the March 2025 City of York Zoning Hearing Board meeting. You were before, no, I guess you weren't before the planning commission. Okay. You're before us now. All right, so please silence your cell phones at this time. When you come to the mic and use it, or put this on, you won't go through that part. All right, and you know our introduction, so if we can move forward. If you would mind standing, if you stand on testifying. Okay, thank you. And put your dominant hand up. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you? Please respond by saying I do.
I do. I do.
Thank you. Please note all present in the gallery have spoken and been sworn. All right, so solicitor, we'll do the first case.
So as a preliminary matter for the board, as I believe you are aware, there was a case that was tabled from last month. Those applicants are not here today, and I've spoken with counsel that they will be at the April board hearing. And just to keep the record clean, I believe that we should do a motion to continue that matter till April. So if there could be a motion to continue the 1237 to 1239 Roosevelt Avenue application until the April 2025 zoning hearing board meeting, I think that would be the appropriate action at this time.
I make the motion.
And I second it.
Okay. Calling for the vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Beautiful. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Now turning to the first case tonight, that's case number 8-2025-Z-V. This is for 734 Pennsylvania Avenue. The applicant is Shaw Free Acquisitions, LLC of 1300 East Market Street, York, PA, 17403. The owner of the subject property is Derek Shaw of 1300 East Market Street, York, PA, 17403. The subject property is located at 734 Pennsylvania Avenue, which is located in the RS2 Single Family Attached Residential Conservation District of the City of York. The applicant seeks two variances. Variance relief from Section 1311.10.d to allow 3 units on the subject property, and a variance relief from Section 13.11.10.d to allow reduction in the parking spaces from the necessary 5 spaces to 3 spaces allowed on the subject property. The application was not reviewed by the, or was reviewed by the planning staff and was denied by the planning staff for all variances. The Planning Commission lacked a quorum on March 10th, 2025, and therefore no meeting was held on the matter. The record before the board this evening consists of the application itself, secured term note for the subject property, an aerial view of the subject property, hand-drawn plans of the subject property, and photographs of the subject property. Ms. Jenkins.
Thank you.
Is the applicant for that present tonight?
Yep. Oh,
Okay.
please state your name, so, and the spelling.
Derek Shaw, D-E-R-E-K, Shaw, S-H-A-U-L-L.
Hi guys, Cody Godfrey, C-O-D-Y-G-O-D-F-R-E-Y.
Thank you. Podium is yours.
Okay, so thank you. Yes, we are seeking to turn 734 Pennsylvania Avenue from a 2-unit into a 3-unit. The unique thing about this property is it already is 3 completely separate units. To our knowledge, 2 owners ago lived on the first floor and rented out the top 2 units. And I guess he got away with it because as an owner occupant, it wasn't considered a rental unit at that point. That was our understanding. So as you can see from the attached pictures, there's an entire first floor, and then there's a staircase that goes upstairs. Then you turn left into the 1 unit, and then you turn right into the other unit. All of them are completely done, have separate kitchens, bathrooms, everything at their own entrances. So it already is, like I said, 3 completely separate units. And it is also the corner lot, which is helpful because there's about 8 on-street parking spots between the front and the side. So there's plenty of parking for this property.
Questions? So does this have all separate meters already as well?
The meters are the only thing that's not separated. There's only 2 meters at the moment, so we would have to get a third one added. There was a permit pulled from the old owner, and he started the work, but it was never completed, so we'd have to get a new permit for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you guys had the place?
We buy in December?
December.
Yeah,
December?
yeah.
Okay. Talk to the neighbors?
We have not, no.
Okay. Gotcha.
Monty, as far as we know, there's no variances or anything out on this. I mean, if they're asking for a variance on parking and the 3 and 5 parking spots, they never got anything for 2 or anything when there was a 2.
Not that we've seen in the system.
And is the building totally vacant right now?
2 units are rented. We have an occupation license for 2 units, so 2 of them are rented. Just the third one is vacant.
So the third one would just sit there since you bought it?
Correct, yeah. Well, I mean, we painted and did some stuff, but that's it.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other questions? Anybody wanna make a motion?
Let the record reflect that there's no public here to make a comment.
Yeah, I'll move to approve a dimensional variance for multifamily conversion from a different use found in section 1304.01-1.02.002 to include conversion of a multifamily dwelling 2-unit into 3-unit for the property at 734 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Second. It's been moved by Adam and second by, who was that, Blade? Okay, by Blade, and we are now calling for the vote. Adam?
Aye.
Blade? Aye. Lester?
Aye.
Nick?
Aye.
And I.
Motion carries.
And, yeah, I'll move to approve a variance to the required off-street parking spaces found in section 1304.01-1.02.002 for the property at 734 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Second. Okay, it's been moved by Adam and second by Blade, and we are now calling for the vote. Adam?
Aye.
Blade? Aye. Lester?
Aye.
Nick? And Sina says aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you all.
Thanks, fellas.
Yeah.
Have a good evening.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Thanks for being part of this.
Yeah. So for the second matter, we could table it. I mean, since the applicant's not here, I think that would be fair, to give them another time. If they're not here the next time around, then we can, throw it out and they can come back.
That makes sense to you, Monty? How are these guys?
Oh,
All right, well, that's good info for the next
it
time.
might be a little difficult because next month is already full. I think we got 6 or 7.
Okay.
So if we table that and move it there, we're going to be here pretty long. So I'll reach out to them to see what's the best way they can do it, if we do it next month or if we have to table it till the following month.
Well,
It all depends.
perhaps we table it for now. Monty, you have a discussion with them and tell them that if they want a different time, to do it in writing. We need it in writing.
Okay.
And then they can extend it out to whatever suits them, so 2-3 months from now. But just for the record, that the board, after receiving an application, we have 100 days to make a decision.
Right.
Otherwise, it can be deemed accepted. And so we can't table it out any further, which is also my concern with the earlier matter that I discussed, which, Adam, I'll clue you in on because you weren't here for. But we tabled that as well, and now that's at 90 days in April. And
Ooh,
so
yeah.
a similar issue could occur. And so it has to either be heard within that window or booted. And so with this matter, I think it's safe to table it until next month. Monty has discussions. I mean, it's up to the board. If the board wants to table it for 2 months, that puts it at 90 days. We're still underneath the 100-day window. But I think we could have some luck with talking to them and at least seeing what it's going to be. And if it's a long meeting, it's a long meeting. There's not much we can do about that. So.
Right.
Back at lunch.
I'm with you.
You on that?
Yeah.
All right, so with that, then we would need a motion to continue this matter until, and the matter is, I'll read it to you here. This is case number 9/2025-Z-SE-V, and this is regarding 424 Park Street. And the motion is to table this until the April 2025 zoning hearing board meeting.
Do we want to say that motion, or do we want to just say we're tabling it and decide to let Monty?
I think we want to put a date on it.
Yeah, and we don't want it to get close to that 100.
Yeah,
Well, the question I had, and I was gonna bring it up with
please.
the first case was, since we already saw the first case, and we told them we didn't have enough information, we kind of already had it once. So does
Correct.
that 100-day thing still,
You have to make a decision. So we
still
did,
have to make a decision?
right, and my understanding is, I haven't seen any of this yet, but just in talking to one of the attorneys for the objectors that we had, that they're working on an agreement. It's a potential that it could happen, but ultimately, sorry, I had a long day. I lost my train of thought. Ultimately, I
Still
could,
have to make a decision.
yeah, we still have to make a decision.
So,
Thank
so
you.
we could make a decision next meeting in April, even if they're not here, even if we don't hear from them, and just say denied.
Denied.
We made the decision.
Yeah, they're supposed to show up. So I mean that.
Yeah, okay.
And same thing with this one, if they don't show up, we just say denied, and they're gonna have to. file
Reapply,
again.
reapply.
Okay, that sounds great to me. I so move the motion.
Second. Let's,
Calling for the vote.
yeah, almost, my brain is fried too. Calling for the vote, Adam,
Aye.
Blake.
Aye.
Lester.
Aye.
Nick.
Aye.
And Zena, aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, one other thing for Monty, tell them this is not good. I mean, it's nicely put together, but it's a package that doesn't have a whole lot of meat to it. There's nothing that tells us like parking situation, how many parking spots they actually have, what they want. I know they need 3 or whatever it was, or how many, but it's just a whole bunch of stuff that's questionable. And you said they're working on the application again to get us a copy, because what we have is you can't even read anything.
They sat down with Nancy and went over the whole application and everything, but then when they left, they didn't do what they were supposed to. They had to click a button, and it gives them the questions, they have to answer those questions and everything, and then when they go to print it out, it's not printing all the pages. That's why you're not gonna have all the pages until they actually fill it out correctly.
Adam, do you have another question you want to put on the record, or is it something we could talk about later? Or
It's probably, off the record is fine.
okay, then
So I'll adjourn this meeting.